So one of the features of AWS Bedrock that I wanted to experiment with and take a deep dive on is the prompt management feature from AWS Bedrock. So this is a new feature in AWS Bedrock. The purpose of this feature is to manage prompts like a code. It's similar to the feature that we have in LangChain Hub. The idea is to be able to create a prompt, test the prompt with different models, different context. And once we are satisfied with the prompt, I should be able to create a version. And I should also be able to move it from one stage to another. When I say stage, it's like from uh, my testing environment to my UAT environment to my production environment. Now I started this experiment today. I'm not sure if all these features are available in prompt management. I'm going to explore and find that one by one. Today we'll start with the very basic feature where we'll see how we can use prompt management to create a prompt and test it out with a model. So let's dive into it. So I'm into AWS Bedrock. Then I clicked on prompt management. This is the UI or the console page that you will see. And from here, I'll click on create prompt. Right? I'll give a name to the prompt. So I'll try to create a chain of thought prompt. So I'll name chain of thought. Then I'll give a description of the prompt. This prompt. So what I'll do is the scenario is where let's say this prompt will be used by a wealth management advisor to advise their customers on investment strategies. And I want the prompt or when the LLM uses the prompt, the language model should use chain of thought prompting to advise the most appropriate investment strategy for a particular client. So this prompt will be used to suggest an appropriate investment strategy for a or suggest an appropriate investment strategy. I think this should be enough, right? Then let me create it. Now, next thing I need to do is I need to give it a system instruction. The system instruction, I'll use this. You are a financial advisor. You advise clients on managing their wealth efficiently. The objective is to grow their wealth by recommending them the optimal investment strategy based on their risk profile. Think step by step. This is what will trigger the chain of thought prompting while recommending the investment strategy. Let me copy this, put it into the investment strategy. Right? In the user message, I'll paste this. That below is a context of the client. Please answer based on the question and the context of the client. Right? Let me copy this. To get the context of the client, let me actually take a example prompt from Anthropic. Right? So in Anthropic site, you can get this chain of thought prompt financial analysis with thinking. So I will copy the scenario from here. A client wants to invest $10,000. They can choose between two options: a stock that historically returns 12% annually but is volatile, a bond that guarantees 6% annually. The client needs the money in 5 years for a down payment of a house. Which option do you recommend? Right. So this is the client context. I'll copy this and then I will put it in the context. So as soon as I put this two curly braces on the placeholder, you will see down the two variables appears, right? So one is for the context. Let me give the context of the customer, right? And then I will take the question, which option would you recommend? And this option I will add to the, let me go there. Oops, okay. This is the question, right? So what I did, let us do a quick review. I gave a system prompt. You are a financial advisor. You advise clients on managing their wealth efficiently. Objective is to grow their wealth by recommending them the optimal investment strategy based on the risk profile. Think step by step while recommending the investment strategy. Now the user message is below as a context of the customer or the client. Please answer based on the question and the context of the client. This is the placeholder for the context. This is the placeholder for the question. The test variables automatically came in. I will save it now. I'll save it as a draft. Oops. So it says validation error. Now, what I found is this message was not very descriptive, but intuitively I found out that I did not specify a model, right? That's why I'm getting this error. So to specify the model, let me minimize the test window. And here I'll go. So one of the things that we'll do later on is to see when we create a Bedrock agent, right? How can I attach a Bedrock agent also? But for now, let me click models, select a model, and I will use Anthropic Claude P 2.1, apply. I can play with inference parameters, but I would not in this recording. I'll keep this inference parameter. In fact, I need a high temperature. I want it to be a little creative when it does the chain of thought prompting, right? Maximum number of tokens 300 is fine for me. For now, I will not give it any tools. In subsequent exploration, I will also try out how to add external tools to it, right? With this, let me now save it, save the draft. I have already given the context and the question. Let me hit on test, right? So it has started testing. Let's see what it does. Right, so it is trying to give an answer. Okay, so here it says, here would be my step-by-step recommendation and thought process. Understand the client's goal, analyze the two options, recommend the bond, right? This achieves their goal of growth, right? So it actually did a step-by-step thinking. If I'm not satisfied with the prompt, I'll come here, add, modify the prompt, do some more testing, right? And finally, when I am ready to baseline it, I'll create a version out of it, right? So once I create a version, right, so it has published the version 1. If I click on prompt details, now I can see my prompt published, right? So this is the version 1 of my prompt, right? I can click on it, go to the prompt, test it again, right? So I can put the context question, further test it, right? And this prompt now I can use programmatically as well. This is something that we'll see in the subsequent recordings. How after publishing a version of the prompt, I can access it programmatically, so that like my applications, GenAI-based application that will be running on, let's say, Kubernetes or in a cloud environment, how can I access the prompt from the prompt management service of AWS Bedrock, so that I can decouple the prompt creation and the actual code development. That's all for today. Thank you.